All right, welcome to the Core Control Challenge, week 4. All right, so we've been building up this ability to brace our core with the muscles pulled in, with the TVA activated. And now we're gonna take it up to the last final level. Now, at any point here, you can go back and do the dead bug. That's one of my favorite core exercises. You could stay here for the last week on dead bug. But today we're gonna have options of balance training, which is super important, or the plank. Now, it'll be 2 minutes, so if you wanted to do balance training, you can do it on one leg, you can alternate legs. We'll talk about that in a second. And if you want to do the plank, even if you can't hold a 2-minute plank, you can come in and out. But the key to this plank here isn't as much endurance, it's that you don't lose that TVA activation. So it's that inhale, exhale, pull in, brace, and then you stay in this pulled in brace during the plank. And so if you feel like you've lost that, now you're just in the regular plank, then you kind of lost the point of this exercise. And so this is mostly about holding it in that brace position at the level you can. So we'll talk about that with the plank in a second. So your options, like I said, first one is gonna be balance. Now, this one is just gonna be good because this is what your body's meant to do most of the time, just standing, bracing, stuff like that. So this could be something you get used to doing more often. So what you're going to do here is you would simply kind of do the same thing we've been doing here, which is inhale, exhale, pull in, brace. And then when the timer goes, you could just literally pick up one leg. You should be doing this barefoot or in zero drop shoes like I have mine on here, because you want to strengthen the muscles of your feet. And this is bonus balance training, which is always good. And then you could just keep switching legs like so. You can come up, keep that brace, keep switching legs, or you can stay on one leg, which is a nice challenge for like say 55 seconds, and then switch, and I'll let you know when we're halfway here. Now, with the plank, there's a couple of things here. I talked about this in the overview video too. A lot of times, not everybody, but a lot of people will go into more of an anterior pelvic tilt. And so if you're standing tall right now and you were to squeeze your butt, sometimes, like even me, my hips move a little. And that's because I haven't, even though I've been working on my mobility for a while, my hips just seem to want to be in a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt. So when I squeeze my butt, my hips kind of move a little bit, and you'll see my hips go neutral. Now, when you're engaged like this and your butt's squeezed, you're in a neutral position here, and your back should be just pretty much neutral, nice straight position. Now, what happens with a lot of people in their plank is they go into this anterior pelvic tilt, and they put a lot of pressure on their spine here. So it's neutral, and then you go anterior pelvic tilt, and it puts pressure on the spine here, because what happens is the core muscles aren't strong enough, and so and able to brace well enough, long enough in that good position, so they default into this dumped position here. So we want to watch that. So that's why in today's plank, you're going to be doing it, say, even start from a knee, and you can even start off the ground in a little bit of an elevated position. So let's say I was going to do an elbow plank here. You could start here where it's easy because I'm not even really in the plank yet. So you could do that inhale, exhale, pull in. And when you pull in, sometimes you almost get a little posterior pelvic tuck, so that should be good. Brace, and then you can keep that and lift the knees, but try and keep that without letting yourself default to the regular one, all right? So we're gonna go 2 minutes here, and you can choose either one, all right? Maybe I'll do half of each, just to give you guys an idea here, but it's 2-minute timer. Be sure that you're coming, that if you think you lost your TVA pull-in, your transverse abdominis there, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come out and you're gonna reset. Inhale, exhale, pull in, and re-brace, all right? So here we go. So, and your plank can even be straight arms. You can do a knee plank. And remember, when it comes to planks and push-ups, elevation is your friend. So if you have stairs in your house, let's say this was stairs here, and they were the same height, I can literally lean back. I could start here, inhale, exhale, pull in, brace, and now I'm in an elevated plank here, and I could hold here. So use elevation to your advantage to be able to brace, pulled in, and keep that position without making it too challenging. And over time, you can build strength and go to higher levels of the plank. All right, here we go. All right, going in 4. So start your inhale now. Exhale, pull in. And then if you pull in, come into that plank. Now, you guys keep working there. Once again, when you're in that position and you pull in, you tend to almost create a little posterior pelvic tuck, which is what we want here. And then you brace and we hold. Remember, you can come down to your knees if you would like to. And if you're doing balance, you're just keeping that brace, standing on one leg, alternating if you want to, but just working on always keeping that breathing and bracing and teaching our body that we want to be able to maintain this when we need to call on it so it's ready in real life. And so we have a core that's more able to kind of brace and be ready for whatever we ask of it. So you're coming up here towards the first minute. In 5 seconds, if you were doing balance training, you would rest that one leg. Let's say you stay on that one leg the whole time. You would reset. You could redo your brace again. Here, we're over halfway. Inhale, exhale, pull in, brace, and then you go on the other leg here. And then you can do whatever you want with your hands. You can keep them on your stomach, stay braced. You can keep your head nice and neutral, feel your foot grip the ground, but don't lose that brace, all right? So we're working here and we're keeping this brace. Now, once again, you can always go back to dead bug. I talked about that before. If you try these and you're like, I like the dead bug more, stay there. But you can also add these in throughout your day. And anytime we do exercises moving forward, if there's any type of core bracing, now, if you're doing a lot of flexion and moving and stuff like that, it's going to be harder to keep your TVA and pulled in and stuff like that. So these are more for bracing exercises like dead bug, hollow body holds, things like that. You have 10 seconds left. But this is a nice way to just get your TVA fired up and learn to brace and breathe. And time there. So moving forward, after this challenge is over, your goal is just to incorporate this into your exercises, into your life, always making sure that you have access to that transverse abdominis, that you can breathe, brace, hold, pull in, and keep it in your life. Hope you guys like this challenge. We'll see you next time. Take care.